Hello and welcome to Whisky Resource. My name is Mark and this is another single malt whisky review. So today I'm going to be doing a quick review of the Glen Scotia 15-year-old single malt whisky. Sample I picked up from Drinks by the Dram not so long ago on Masters of Malt. Glen Scotia 15-year-old. It is bottled at 46% ABV. It has an average retail price of £55.47. However, look around the internet, you can pick it up cheaper than that if you do a search. My average price comes on three of the main websites. I take an average of three prices and come up with that 55.47. It is non-chilled filtered. However, from what I gather, it does have added colour in here, and that's for batch consistency. So it gets a value score of 94.3. So we're going to go ahead and give it a quick nose and taste and we'll see what this is all about. I've not had this particular Glen Scotia before, although I am a fan of Glen Scotias. So got a whiskey coin here that's been provided by New Dram Drinker. It just came a few days back, so keep that on top of me glass when I do my pour. So Glen Scotia, of course, it's in Campbeltown on the Mull of Kintyre Peninsula. I've reviewed a few Scotias in the past, and I've got a few more that I will be reviewing in the future, but right now we're looking at the 15-year-old. Let's get into it on the nose. That Campbeltown distinct character of the sea spray is there. So it's salty and it's fruity, but it's not as pungent as some of the other offerings I've had from Glen Scotia. But it's there. So else on the nose, it's fruity. I mean, it's like an orchard of pears and apples. It's a jam, really. Sugared fruit syrupy jam. It's a bit spicy as well. That is a nice nose, that. So that character of Campbeltown is there straight away. Maritime influence, with salts, fruity, vanilla. It's got quite a bit of bourbon influence on this one. You're getting vanilla, you're getting oak, caramel, but that fruits, as I say, it's a bit like an orchard, like a jammed orchard of apples and pears. It's been stewed with sugar and spices like cinnamon and ginger. A bit prickly on the tongue. It's got a bit of funk on the finish. It's a bit like a hay funk, maybe a damp hay. It is a bit drying with that bit of finish. I'll pop some water in, so we'll give it another nose. That funk appears on the nose, that hay. And the spices are getting more intense. Cinnamon and ginger, nutmeg. It's like making a pan of jam. It's very pleasant on the nose and on the palate. It needs longer in the glass to develop that. It's got a lot more to offer. More that hay funk's popping through. Barley. More creamy caramel. More oak. The finish does go on quite a while. It's quite spicy and prickly. The salt isn't as intense with the water. I think the spices probably take more attention with the water than it did without. It's probably the releasing of the oils from the water. It's a lovely dram. That's actually very nice. It's not as intense on the Campbeltown character as others I've tried from them. Granted, 3 of them have been much higher ABV, and then there's the is it the double oak I want to call it, which is their introductory offering, which is really nice. I think it'd be fair to give this a that's an 87. That is a nice bottle. I would buy a bottle of that. 55.47. It has to be under £50, I would have said, for a 15-year-old. So if I can pick it up for under £50, that's a bottle I'd get straight away. It's a really good dram. For that mark. Later.